Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I don't know what part of the world or where you are watching this from, but welcome to Agents in the Trenches. And this is the space and the place where we come and speak about the real, raw realities of what's happening in our current real estate industry and the market, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And as usual, I'm so excited to be here today and to be able to share with each one of you a lot of great things. But today we have a super special guest, someone that is super dynamo, dynamic, a go-getter, a mover, a shaker. And it's crazy how we met, but it's a wonderful story that I know we're going to share a little bit about. But as usual, I want to bring in my running partner. Here she is.
Hi,
How you doing, Talia?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good. And today we are twinning.
By accident.
We are twinning
That's,
by accident. Yes,
that's
today
how
we
you
are
know when you're in sync with someone, right? Like you guys start matching by mistake.
telling you. I mean, we have been working so diligently in the trenches for the last 10 months. We actually launched a whole new framework infrastructure in January, and we've just been going hard every 90 days, going deeper, wider, doing different things. But anyway, I'm super excited. Tell us about our guest today because I'm super excited for this conversation. I want everybody to be
I
ready.
Yes, sorry. I am too. No, I'm super excited because I know for sure that this topic is going to help a lot of people, especially with just like what we're facing today in this market, right? Things are a little bit more challenging, and mindset is everything. I mean, you say it best, Lucy. Like you have to prime your brain, and not a lot of people know how to do that or where to start. So our guest is going to talk about just that, how to shift your mindset, how to prime it, how to just continue to hang on strong, because there's going to be moments where you're going to feel like you want to throw in the towel because things are just not easy. So yeah, I'm just so excited for this conversation.
Okay, drum roll. I'm getting goosebumps because this person, this human has overcome more things than I mean, we all think that we've overcome things, but not only has she overcome so many things, she actually is wow, full fire. I mean, she is full fire. So without any further ado, I want to introduce to everyone, drum roll, Ms. Pino. Here she is. Welcome.
Yes.
Hello, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for welcoming me and for this invite. I'm very honored, humbled, and privileged to spending this time and space with you wonderful ladies and be able to be of service. And I'm open to answer any questions that you guys want to ask.
Uh, and it's a privilege to have you here. So let's kick it off
Yes.
because people always want to know about our story and how we got to where we are. So tell us a little bit about your story, where you come from, and the amazing space that you find yourself in now in this time.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I am originally from Cuba, and I came to this country when I was 20 years old with my mother, my father, my 4-year-old son, Victor. And I did not bring only nothing from Cuba except my family, my closest family, and a brown, like an old bag full of photos, my childhood photos, and the clothes I was wearing. That's the only thing I was able to bring from Cuba, and be able to, thank God, reunite my grandfather, Pino, which is the one that really actually brought us from Cuba legally. And of course, like an immigrant, I came with a bunch of dreams, and I wanted to. I said, and I still say, this is the land of opportunities. And in the next 30 years, well, so a lot of things have unfolded. But I came basically to start again from zero. And sometimes you say, well, that you're, in 20s, but the thing is that now that I am in my early 50s, I realize that we are always starting from zero. And just Bianca and I were talking today in the morning that every day we don't have an ongoing line of credit. Every day when we wake up, we start from zero, in the sense that what is the day is going to bring, what are you going to do, how are you going to go about it. And it's all up to you, what you do, what you don't do. And sometimes it's more important what you don't do than really the things that you do, because maybe the things that you do, if you do something correctly at 10, 15, 20%, you're going to be better off, because then you're not doing another 80% that is not leading you to anything. So I came from Cuba, and then a few years into it, then that's how I got into real estate after I was here. But that's kind of like, I'll wait for the question.
Wow. So definitely you know what it is to make the American dream a reality. You know what it takes to make the American dream a reality, because what is the American dream? To succeed, to build a future, to become a somebody. But I also know, because we shared a little bit of your story when we met the other day, that everything happens with tests and trials. So tell us a little bit about your biggest struggles and what they taught you.
Well, since I came from Cuba, right? Of course, when I got here, I needed to get a job, literally get a job. Thankfully, when I was in Cuba, I studied construction, civil engineering. So that helped me for 4.5 years. So that helped me coming kind of like with a special, I would say, skill set. And I was interested. And I also was able to speak English, because at nighttime, Monday through Thursday, I would go to school to learn English, because I was thinking that I wanted to come to the States. So I said, if I need to go there, I need to speak the language. So I would study construction during the day, usually in the mornings. And then at nighttime, I would go to my English classes to learn. However, when I came here, even though I came with that skill, nobody in my family told me that I could get maybe like a general contractor license, that I could work with an architect, because they have no clue. And they have been here, by the way, 20, 30 years already. So in a way, like, you would trust, like, oh, they will guide you. Well, sometimes people love you and they care about you, but they don't necessarily guide you in the right direction. So I had to basically explore that on my own. And it was, I would say, 3 or 4 years after I met a lady that said, oh, I like your personality. I think you would be good for doing mortgages. And my question to her was like, and what is mortgage? I didn't even know the word. I've never heard it in my life. And her name got, as a matter of fact, her name is Blanca Garcia. She took me under her wing, literally. And she started teaching me. And I was like, okay, well, what is it like? What is it like? And then, I went to school, I learned. And then I said, wait a minute, but if I can do mortgage, what about the realty? And then she said, then go to school and get the license. So I said, oh, well, that's great. And that's how I got involved into real estate, I would say officially.
Wow. That's such an amazing story, right? So that's a story where you see, you literally started from zero. Talia, what comes to mind? What would you like to ask Ms. Pino?
Yeah, so I want to ask, because a lot of the realtors that I talk to, they either are juggling another job, right? Or they're trying to transition out of their job and make real estate a full-time career. So I want to ask you, in that transition, right? Because you shared with me a little while ago that you did have, I think, about 3 jobs before you took the leap of faith. And I know a lot of people, right? They fear the uncertainty. They don't know, or the risk associated with leaving their 9 to 5. So what would you say, to someone that's in that position that wants to transition or is juggling with the two to develop the confidence to be able to take the leap of faith?
Well, in my early years, I took the decision to basically leave my last job, which was a very good paying job and everything. But I felt that I did not have freedom. I felt that I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do. So without thinking, I just left it. And without thinking, I guess I followed more my heart. And at that time, I realized, like a month before that I have closed 2 loans. So I said, if I can do that with a couple of clients, oh my God, imagine if I would have all those 40 hours put into it. If I now look back in time, and now in my 50s, right? And I look back, I would say something, especially if you have kids, if you have a family, Sometimes people say, well, I want to do the real estate full time, but I have a job and I still need to provide for the house. Now, I think that even though juggling both things, it can be challenging. The gap in between doing what you want to do plus the job that you have that maybe pays the bills, that gap is called education. That gap is called mindset. That gap is called putting yourself to work into improving your skill sets so you can effortlessly, in a way, transition into what you want. Sometimes people, and through the years, because at the end you want to have both things. You want to be happy and you want to be prosperous, right? But sometimes people want to jump from here the next 10 meters, and that's unrealistic. And they don't realize that they need to educate themselves into what are they doing day to day, how they're going to go about it, and make a viable plan that is going to work for them. Because even though people want to be successful, that's kind of like a term. But while you are in the process of that, what you're doing is really you're building your life, and you go to sleep, you have kids, you have pets, you have a husband, a wife, a boyfriend, relationship, whatever that is. You have issues with your parent. Life is happening simultaneously. Mm-hmm. So you want to do your real estate. And by the way, I am very much into entrepreneurship because I believe it gives you freedom. It gives you a lot of freedom to do things that you normally are not going to be able to get done if you are tied up to a 9-to-5. But I don't see nothing bad on the 9-to-5 if you're using the 9-to-5 as the foundational basis and say, all right, I am going to do the 9-to-5, but then in my additional hours, what else am I doing? You can look for a deal, you can solicit clients, better yet, you can tune in into something like the Academy with Lucy, with you guys, and be able to increase the skill set, how to prospect, how to talk to people, because I was never really taught that by anybody. I have to kind of like stumble and make tons of mistakes. I've made so many ridiculous mistakes that I look back and I'm like, I don't even know how I end up in this, turmoil. But it happens, and that's life. And I have no other choice that come clean with it and say, all right, I made a mistake. Let's move on, correct, and continue. And see, the next day I start on zero again. I'm like, okay, what am I going to do today? Because I'm still living my life, and I love real estate, of course. So that's one of my biggest passions, really. So
I love that. I think that is so powerful. I think that's so powerful when you're saying, the gap between where you are and where you want to go is called education. It's called mindset. But there's so many people out there that say, but I'm afraid. I'm afraid to leave my job. I'm afraid to take the leap of faith. I'm afraid. What do you tell? Because let me tell you, in our local realtor association, we have over 7,000 real estate professionals, agents, licensed agents,
right,
that became members of the board. Less than 500 of them, right? Less than 500. I mean, that's about an 8%, 7.5% that have consistent closings every month. And a lot of people say, oh, because it's the market. The market is bad. But then again, we also have 500 people that are having closings every month.
Exactly.
And what do you say to the people that say, I'm afraid, I don't know what to do, I'm so scared, that are finding for justifications, I guess?
Well, I'm glad that you shared those numbers, because obviously those 500 people or so are the top producers. And I would say something, this is what I would do in that case. If the rest of the 7,000 people or 6,000 people should be probably looking into those 500 to see what is exactly that they are doing, because there is a reason. There is something that they are doing on a consistent basis. If you're not consistent on your efforts and your inner intention to do something on a consistent basis, and that means, for example, like for the rest of your life, and that leads me to commitment. A lot of people want things and they think about the things that they want, but honest to God, they're not all in. They are not 100% all in. They're not. They can say it and they want people to hear it, but they are not. And how that shows, all you need to do is be a little bit observant. You see them in the results, and maybe in a way, and then it leads me back to circle back into the 9-to-5 job versus being a full-time agent and make the career thrive. It's commitment. And then commitment, if you go deeper into yourself, a lot of times it has to do with self-confidence, fears, doubts. And by the way, not that I don't have them. I suffer sometimes panically about fear, but I mean, like, hey, and I'm like, I want to do this, but this is big, and how am I gonna go about this thing? You're not gonna have the answers, 100% of the answers, all the time, on the moment. And that's something that I've learned through the years. However, I don't back down from the things that I want to do. And I said, I might know the answer. I might not know the answer right this hot minute, but I'm going to figure it out. Because the next day, you can come up with just a spark in your head and say, oh my God. And all you need is one stepping stone the next day. And if you do that in a way, consistently, you can go from zero closing to all the closings that you envision. You say, what is my target? What is my target? I want to close 10 deals. Well, maybe it takes you 3 months or 4 months or 10 months. But the point is that within that process as an agent, you are being consistent. Where is your heart? Where is your mind? Where is your intention? And if you're able to align all those things while you're doing, and then you power that up with self-education. And self-education can be as simple as doesn't have to be anything fancy. It could be just listen at Tony Robbins audio, Les Brown. Could be connecting into watching this stream right now and see what people are saying. Better yet, connecting to the 500 people that are doing those amazing closings. Become friends with them. Be willing to be a student. And that's also another point. A lot of times when people are adults, ego gets in the way a lot of times. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to go. No, I feel what they're going to say. But if your intention is very aligned with your end results, you gotta let ego say, excuse me, move out of my way, because I have a better place to be and give my attention to. And then you're gonna be willing and open to learn from those, let's say 500 agents that are closing deals in the area. What is it they're doing? And surprisingly, might not be anything outrageous that what really anybody, doesn't matter if it's a seasoned agent or somebody that got their license last month, could be doing. Could be as simple as making 20 phone calls a day.
Yes.
Prospecting. It's a numbers game.
Yeah.
It's a numbers game.
This is so powerful. If you guys are watching live, please put #live. If you are watching on replay, please put #replay. Share this. I want everyone, we've got people connected right now. Please hit share and share this on your profile. Share this with someone. Share this in a group. The whole area needs to hear this, because Ms. Pino, exactly what you're saying is the magical formula. But the mind, like you said, the ego, I already know everything. There's a lot of people right now that have been in real estate. Anybody that's been in real estate more than 10 years has to change.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And they're going to be the ones having the biggest struggle, because in their mind, I'm doing good. I've always done this way. Everything is going well for me. Well, guess what? That's not going to last. And then everybody that's been in real estate less than 10 years,
right? Now
you have to break some you got to build some discipline, some muscle, some resilience, because real estate is not easy anymore. So everything that you're saying, that's the magic formula. So here's my $1 million question. If it's all about consistency, if it's all about commitment, it's about education, it's about building your confidence, what is stopping most people from implementing those things? What do you feel is stopping them? Because it sounds simple.
Right. Oh yeah. It sounds simple, but the answer is not as simple. And since you asked $1,000,000 question, I'm gonna give you a millionaire approach kind of an answer.
Let it all out.
Which is the title of my first book that I did. As a matter of fact, I wrote this book back in 2008. And on that book, I talk about, people think it's about me making money and how I make the money. I do talk about it on one chapter about it. However, everything else in the book is really more. And I was reviewing it. And I was like, you know what? It's more about mindset. Now, the thing is, why are people afraid? They don't trust themselves. They don't trust themselves in the abilities that they can do it. And even though they feel like maybe they can, but then they're holding themselves back. And I believe, in all my hearts of hearts, that has to do with things, bad programming, mental programming that we bring from where we are growing up. For example, the environment that we were in, our parents, the school, the place, the country, your actually entire lifestyle. And then you grow up to be an adult, but you really never stop reflecting on it and then look back into your life and then literally debrief where you're coming from, but if somebody, as a matter of fact, this is a simple exercise, piece of paper, create your own timeline of your own life, meaning just do a line. When were you born? Where are you? Find 5 or 6 points, for example, that have been your peak points where you've been at your best, and pick the opposite. And then debrief yourself going back. You're going to find a lot of revealing things about your life. When you do that, then move forward and say, what are the things? And yes, the cars, the travels, the lifestyle, the monies, who you're going to be helping, how many deals are you going to close, that you want to, and put yourself 10 years out, 20 years out, depending on your age, or whatever it is. Be open to do that in your own space. You're going to find out a lot of things about yourself that they're going to shock you. But I want to say something. You have to get to the point to where you're able to understand and be aware of those things that are stopping you, your fears, your belief, your thoughts. And then that leads you to your feeling, how you feel about yourself, and then the actions that you take. That's why a lot of people don't take a lot of action. Because by the time you're going to take an action, you already talked yourself out of it. And you doubted yourself with your mental talk so much that you're already uninspired. And that's terrible, because a year can pass by, 2 years, and then before you know, then you have a life full of regrets. That's why I'm saying, if anybody connecting and watching this live stream today, do that. Do that for yourself, for your own good. What are the things that you want? And be able to create. See, we have mental power. There are things that we can think about and imagine. But if you have a doubtful mentality, and I'm talking strictly about mindset, all right? If you have fears, okay, acknowledge them. They're not going to go away. I wake up sometimes with fears and I'm like, okay, they're not going to go away, but that's not going to stop me from doing the things that I got to do. Even if that is 2 steps, 3 steps, 5 things, whatever that, because when you are making progress, and if you're able to show yourself that you are making progress every single day, eventually you will get there. And eventually you're going to replace that doubtful mentality by a millionaire subconscious mind.
Oh, that's deep. I like that. A millionaire subconscious mind.
Yes.
Ooh, I like that.
Let that thing sink in for a moment and land.
Ooh. Say that
Wow.
again. Say that again.
Okay. Let me rewind. No, I can't. We're live. Replace your fears and doubts by a millionaire subconscious mind. And what I mean by that is, if you find that you're able to, and you can do that even when you're driving, of course, pay attention, but gotta be alert. But if you find a space, 10, 15 minutes a day, that you can just go into that space in your mind, and let's say that you make it a sacred space for you, not for your husband, your wife, because even though you might be in a relationship, sometimes people want different things. Why? Because we have the right to want what we want, the way we want it, period. So a sacred space, in the terms of creating a millionaire subconscious mind, which in that case would be a millionaire subconscious space, it is the space where you're going to be able to put in there all the things that you want already achieved, seeing yourself in the progress. It's like playing a mental movie where you direct it and you are the main character in there, and you're the star, and you're the winner, and you got that Grammy, and you got that Oscar. And you see yourself winning. See, nobody, even though people say, you're never going to be a millionaire. I have people to tell me that. I forget it. You're dreaming. Really? Why? And it made me feel bad. Actually, it made me feel like, gosh, like maybe I'm thinking too big. But the funny thing is that I come to realize through the years is that the same people that will say something to you is not about you. It's about them. They don't have the dreams. They don't want to be a millionaire. They have not even considered it. But then they speak their mind too quickly. And we then allow other people's opinion to influence what we want. But what about if you're able to trap yourself in that millionaire subconscious space of your own, where what you do is to create the life that you want? If you do it consistently, even if it takes you a year, 2 or 3, it doesn't matter. You're going to be better off, because that's going to inspire you. And that's, I don't know, sometimes maybe some people have heard Tony Robbins saying that your big ideas, when the big idea, when you have something big, that's going to pull you to it. Because what is pulling you is that now you are where you are. Yeah, you're paying the rent. You are on that job. Maybe you're not closing so many deals, but between you and that mental space that you have created, now you have really closed the gap, or you have aligned that path. Now you know where you are walking to and for, and why are you doing it? And how do you know that you're doing it right? Very simple. It feels good. It feels good. Go walking and put some, eat pieces. Go walking and say, oh my God, I'm doing it. Like I go, this is one of the things that I do. I love walk 2-3 miles as much as I can, as consistently, possibly I can on my schedule. But in that time, even as a matter of fact, the walking I do by myself, because I use that either to listen to audios and things like that, or to just think about that space that I created. And that's where I create my 4 plans. This is where I create my books. This is where I create and I don't have interference, because better yet, I'm not even sharing that with anybody. So I cannot even use that as an excuse for somebody trying to pull me out of my idea, because it's just me with me, walking with me and me walking together towards my dreams. Not the past, but upcoming ones.
Wow.
And those are things, maybe I've been talking too much, but
no. We're here. Keep it coming. I mean, let me tell you, I don't know. We have many people that are connected. We have questions that people have been writing, and we have people that have been saying powerful words. They're putting fire. Let me tell you, Ms. Pino, you are speaking to my soul. Like, I want to be humble. I want to be humble and transparent and vulnerable with everybody that is seeing this and that's going to see this. You are speaking to my soul. And I think that those are the kind of conversations that we all need to hear more often. Because the truth of the matter is, and Talia and I speak about this, we don't see where we're going. But that's, like you were saying, where Tony Robbins says you have to have such a compelling vision of your future that it sucks you in and you become obsessed.
Exactly.
I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know with who, I don't know where, but I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna make it, and I'm not gonna stop until I make it. And the reason that I keep smiling is because Talia sees a lot of the behind the scenes, and I'm always telling her, this is gonna work. It may not have worked now, but it's gonna work. We cannot stop. We
Exactly.
cannot stop. We cannot stop. You know, everybody hears that song, I'm unstoppable. Oh, and we love it. But you know what? Are you acting unstoppable? Are you thinking
That's
unstoppable? Are you feeling unstoppable? And the truth is, we don't always feel, think unstoppable, but that is that millionaire mindset. I'm going to remember that for the rest of my life. Millionaire subconscious. Millionaire subconscious.
Imagine if those 7,000 agents will start doing one thing a day from that space. In a year time, it's 365 things that they could be doing. So the question would be, if you translate that into gross income, how many deals that is? What are the activities? How many clients? How many connections? And when I'm talking to connections, one of the things, and this is one of the things through the years I've noticed the most when it comes to real estate agents, it's that the big majority are very transactional. Meaning chasing the commission, let's get the deal closed, boom, 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 I'm done. I never talk to you again, I don't care, bye.
It's true.
Big mistake.
Wow.
Because if you already have somebody that trusted you and you serve them, and because of that service, you already made a commission, what if those people become your raving fans and be able to refer you another 10 deals, even if it's in the next 10 years? But now you multiply. You have, how many clients have you served? 10, 20? Each and every one of them represent a pillar of referrals. But you would have to spend no money, no dollars in advertising. And how do you do that? Shifting your mindset from transactional to a lifetime of relationship. And I'll explain that a little bit. If you think you're going to make a deal with someone, but that from the moment that you connect with them, and you don't make money when you close the deal. No, you start making money when you first started working with them, even you haven't closed anything. But if you start and you approach that client, that potential client, that potential seller, that potential investor, with the mindset of, I am dedicated, I'm going to be 100% committed to serve you to the best of my ability for the rest of my career, my relationship with you as a person and as a professional that I am. If you go from a lifetime perspective, I guarantee you that you will treat, speak, approach, connect, relate with that potential client completely different than if you're just nervous because you don't know how you're going to pay your next bill, and you just need to close that deal. Now you're bleeding into the clients. You're not thinking clearly. Better yet, you're thinking very like right here. You need to think long term. What about life as connection? And treat everybody with the utmost respect and kindness and compassion. Wow. So I've said, lifetime, if Realtor would shift from transaction to lifetime connection and treat their clients with compassion, caring, respect, because at the end of the day, it's not a transaction. You're dealing with another human being that have feelings, and if you're not able to come, your vibration, your energy, be able to share it in a way that they will say, you know what, I really want to work with this person. I really feel good. When you hear somebody saying, I like that person, I want to work with them. What they're saying really with words, they might say with those words, but what they're saying is, I feel good about the way this person makes me feel. And that right there, that doesn't have a price, that doesn't have a dollar amount. Because what you're doing is making a connection. And if you're able to then at that point, you already shifted into more a lifetime connection. But now it's up to you for you to keep it that way.
Wow.
And realtors would do that. They would 10x their income.
Yes,
and
they
their
will.
career and everything else. And then lead them into not only just do real estate transactions, but also invest in themselves and invest more, even more in real estate so they can help even more people.
Absolutely. I love that. We have a question here. Ms. Vino, this is like incredible. This is like off the charts incredible. This is what Southwest Florida needs to hear. Not the market is hard, there's no loans, all the bad news. We need to hear some good soul food that feeds our soul, that feeds our mind. Like, I now have a millionaire subconscious. That's it. It's
All
done.
right. I
This
love that.
Yes, and that's how we need to live life, looking for that next revelation that is going to take us to another level. So we have a question here by Nas. He says, I'm currently taking a real estate course. I took a loss in my business. Can you give me a tip on transitioning from being a blue collar worker to being a white collar person in commissions? Because obviously we know that white collar, it looks good, but if you're on commissions, which is actually great because then you get to determine how much you really are worth, right?
Right.
But it comes with a lot of challenges. So using that question, how do we start doing this that you're telling us? What is the first step? Let's break it down really granular. What is the first step? Because it all sounds good and it makes sense, but how do I start?
Well, there's a few things on what you mentioned on the question that I'm going to touch upon. And thank you for that person that asked the question. Very appreciative of the question. I'm happy to answer to the best I possibly can. And if you took a loss in a business, don't dwell on it anymore. If you keep looking at that loss is going to hold you back in the sense of depriving you from feeling confident that you can actually do it again or do something and succeed at it. Because holding on to that loss, and we all have it. I've had losses, and that's why I'm saying it. I've earned millions of dollars, but I also have lost millions of dollars, and I've lost millions of dollars in properties, in potential cash flow. So trust me, and it hurts, and it hunted me until it dawned on me. That's why I'm saying this, and this is huge because you need to be, if you're in where you are, and as a matter of fact, you're asking that question, that means you're still carrying that baggage. And we all need to come clean to say, I made a mistake, that didn't work. Let it go. And you can write it off. Whatever you lost, you lost. Whatever is on your bank account is already out. So don't dwell on it no more. Don't put your energy there. Because what happens is that people think about, what it could have, should have. No, it's not going to help you. You need to shift your mindset into from the past to the future and to say, all right, I'm already here. I lost that. I need to start from zero again. Then what? What am I going to do? First, you can write it off. And if you write it off, let it go. Second thing, what else are you going to do? Are you increasing your skill set? You have a job and you need to transition into going full time. Well, you need marketing. You need education. You need consistency. Circling back to what I said when we first started talking, you need to come to be 100% with yourself and say, I know I made a mistake. I forgive myself for it. And I am going to do it again. And this time I am going to make it happen.
There you go.
I'm going to make it happen. What am I going to do? I need to talk to people. I need to get out. I need to educate myself. And the environment is very important. The environment meaning your closest people. Sometimes your family will not support you in your big ideas or even in your transition. Because a big idea is not about doing 100 homes. Yeah, that's huge. But a big idea or a big transition for someone could be as simple as going from their full-time job into right now saying, you know what, I want my freedom and I want to go into doing real estate full-time. What am I going to do? How is that going to work? So environment, support yourself with people that are doing it. Like what you're doing, Lucy, you know, teaching people, training people, talking to people. Well, we all are better off having this conversation than going to a bar and having a bottle of wine. And a lot of people do that. Well, 5 o'clock's happy hour. All right, yeah, it's great. But what if? I'm not saying not to do it. You know what I mean? But the point is that the environment is important. Is your partner supportive? Are you guys growing together? Because that's something to take into consideration. So you have to be willing to say, no matter what it is, I'm going to move mountains. I'm going to get myself educated. And with the rocks, I'm going to build a castle. And I'm going to win.
Wow.
I'm going to win that. Because they're doing that for you.
You dropped the mic. Oh my goodness. This is too good. This is too good. You know, as you're speaking, Ms. Pino, as you're speaking, I am envisioning a day of this at the Academy.
Okay.
We bring agents in just to, oh my gosh, just to reignite them. You have no idea how many agents are lost, confused, depressed, sad, frustrated, irritated,
right,
angry.
Of course.
Angry, because they don't know what they don't know. What they're doing is not working. They are lonely. They're sad. And so I'm envisioning, oh my gosh, a day of this. How many of you would like a day of this at the Academy? I mean, we all need a day of it. We all
I agree. Yes.
Oh my goodness, where we just marinate in this type of conversation, where we just marinate in this type of, and that is the environment. I was having a conversation with someone.
Exactly.
And listen, I'm in sales. I'm in sales just like everybody else. I have to sell everything that I do. I'm on commission just like everybody else. If I don't sell, I don't eat. But you know what? It's massive action. We all need to be in massive action mode. If you guys don't get into massive action mode, you are not going to survive. Write it down. Engrave it in your mind.
True.
But here's the thing, Ms. Pino. The brokers are confused and depressed at the top, which means the agents are confused and depressed below them. The market obviously shifted. It is what it is. I don't care.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I don't care what the president's name is. I don't care what the interest rates are. I don't care who's not selling. I don't care who's not buying. I'm looking for the people that are looking for me. That's what I tell I'm looking for the people that are looking for me. I'm looking for the people that are looking for me. I'm looking for the people that want to grow. And my job is to have conversations.
Yes.
But this is what our area needs. Our area needs more of this conversation because Southwest Florida, for those of you that know, if you know, you know, is very laid back. It's very come see, come saw. We're not Miami. We're not Orlando. We're not, Fort Lauderdale. We're not New York or California. We're very laid back. And this is not
complacency. Complacency is terrible because then from complacency comes mediocrity. And from mediocrity comes less action. And from less action comes no results. Now you wonder why 7,000 agents are not doing anything. And it goes back into leadership. So the brokers have a responsibility because people say, yeah, it's very good to have a team. But if you're not building up your team, which in a way, if you build up your team is going to build you up as well. Because this is it goes both ways. It's not, it's not just the agents waiting for the broker to feed them. And it's not the broker waiting to have 10 people to get a percentage of the commission so they live out of that passively. I'm not saying that's bad. But the point is, what are you giving your agents back when it comes to leadership?
Right.
And before leadership, you got to lead yourself first. Lead by example. I mean, hey, don't tell an agent they need to make 20 phone calls and you're not making any because you're busy putting Instagram posts. Well, yeah, that's part of marketing. But the calls and the real conversations is the one that is going to bring you the buyers, the investors, the closings, all that kind of stuff. Because at the end of the day, real estate is about results. And like you said, Lucy, if you don't close, you don't eat.
Come on. No results, no
Right.
respect. No results, no respect. Listen, my mentor told me this in 2014 when I was making my comeback, and I think all of us are in a position for our best comeback. You said something earlier, Ms. Fino. You said you are the character of your movie. You are
Yes.
the actor of your movie. You're the director of your movie. You're the producer of your movie. You are the writer of your script. And you know what? We get to be the superhero. I decided to be my superhero. I am the superhero of my life, my business, my future, my legacy, my generations. That's me. That's what I decided to do.
That's
I'm
right.
not going to sit down and have a pity party. Move out of my way, jump on, jump off, or move out of the way because we're coming through. There's no stopping because stopping is not an option. And that's the market that we're living in. A market that is filled with opportunities. Ms. Fino, this is too incredible. I could be here all day. As you have ignited my potential. You have ignited my potential.
Well, I am very happy to be able to inspire those who are listening and those that that further will see the recording. And we're here to help. We are here to serve, to help, to educate, inspire. You can achieve success. You can have the best of both worlds. You can be happy and you can be prosperous, but you have to really want it, and then do and align your steps with being able to achieve those things. And I believe that real estate is a fantastic vehicle to going from zero, from nothing, being able to have the life that you want, the one that you are creating in that spatial space. And Lucy, I mean, you know, I already said it, but I'm going to say it one more time. We are here to help you support anything that you are doing with the academies, with the, training agents, whatever you need, we're here for you. So, okay. And I want to thank you for this time and space, by the way. Thank you.
This has been too good. Look, we got Dinora here. Dinora and I go way back. Actually, Dinora worked with me back in 2006.
Wow.
In 2006, when I thought I knew what the heck I was doing. And I'm just now learning what I'm supposed to be doing. So I love that. I love Southwest Florida. I love my real estate industry. I love my agents. My heart always goes to the underdogs, to the ones that are the most disadvantaged, to the ones that have all the reasons to fail. You know why? Because I think I'm the best person to help them because I used to be me.
Exactly. Those are the real heroes.
Yes. And I learned something from Ed Milet. He said, you are designed to help the people that had the problem you had.
True.
So thank you. I know that I want to give you a shout out. You and Bianca have been extremely collaborative. You are the co-organizers of this amazing. Listen, guys, come to the Southwest Florida Realtor Mastermind and meet Ms. Fino live in person. It's going to be I'll let you tell everybody what you were able to contribute as a co-organizer and co-sponsor of this next upcoming Southwest Florida Realtor Mastermind, because I'm telling you, this place, it's becoming a space of winners. So thank you so much. Tell everybody where you are hosting us.
Well, we're the upcoming Southwest Florida Real Estate Mastermind. We're going to host it at the building inside the Miramar Design Center. You have requested a month or so ago that you want a medium place, and I saw your post and I send you a message, and one thing led to another. I also went to one of your events, and one thing led to another, and I said, well, let me see what is that we can do. And I know what you're doing. I know what your really true intention it is, as far as when you want to train people and teach people and build a team and make something really good happen in this area. So we felt compelled, as we said, okay, what can we do? So yes, we're gonna be helping facilitate the upcoming mastermind on October 25th at the Miramar Design Center. So I'm looking forward to meet all of you guys in person. Call my name, approach me. I love to talk, and I love to laugh, and I love to have a great time. And I love real estate.
She does. And she is a human with a huge heart. Her and Bianca are two powerhouses that are incredible. You guys are going to be on a panel as well. So I want everyone to come out and meet you and greet you and get to know you, because I believe that together we're better. I believe together we're stronger. I believe that this market is the best opportunity for us to do exactly what you said, be long life relationships and connections with each other. So thank you so much, Tali. I will let you close it out because this has been absolutely spectacular.
Yes, it
Thank you.
has been. No, I love it. And I said something to you off camera, and I said, this conversation is going to help a lot of people out because right now it's just a lot of struggles. There's a lot of struggles happening. So it doesn't matter if you're, a real estate agent or, you're working somewhere, right? I mean, we all face issues and we all need to prime our brains. And without doing that, I mean, that's when you start to get, like deprived, right? Like you start depriving yourself from your potential and you can do more. So I think this was an incredible conversation, and I appreciate you so much for coming on and sharing your golden nuggets. There's so much that I cannot wait to learn from you, and I'm so excited for the next Realtor Mastermind because I know it's going to be incredible, especially the space. Wait until you guys see the space. Oh my gosh. Wow.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes. So
we are definitely looking forward to it. And if I would just say something real quick, I would love for people to laugh more, to learn more, and to live at their very best.
Those beautiful.
Are words too close to my heart. Laugh more, learn more, and live at your very best. And with that, when you feel good, you give what you have. So if you feel good, you can give good things to people. And that's going to make everybody as an individual and as a community a much better place where to be at. And that's the people that you want around you because that's your environment. And that's what we need to do here, create a really nice, strong, powerful, exciting, inspiring community of agents that they want to thrive and they want to succeed. Because like you said, together we are better. So thank you for this opportunity.
Yes, I think we can end that there. I mean, that was perfectly said. Thank you so much. And thanks for all those who connected with us today. We go live every Friday, so don't miss it. And until next time, have a great day, guys.
Thank you. Goodbye.